Did you know there are substances flowing through your bloodstream right now that could kill you? Your body, in order to keep you alive, has to use a whole lot of energy. A bit like when you run a marathon, you use up a whole lot of energy, right? Well, your body, as a result of it using up all that energy, is going to produce what is known as metabolic waste. Another way of saying metabolic waste is metabolic excrements. So, apart from not smelling good, excrements also not good for your body. Examples of metabolic wastes include nitrogen wastes that are found in our system. And examples of nitrogen wastes are creatinine and urea, which are chemicals that allow us to know how our kidneys function. Now, one thing that's interesting about our bloodstream is that there are so many chemicals within it, but with one discipline in medical laboratory science known as clinical chemistry, we have the ability to detect many of those chemicals, and by detecting them, determine whether someone may have a disease. So when you take the nitrogen wastes as an example, you could take someone's blood sample, take it to the laboratory, use chemicals to determine whether that person has a particular disease or not. And one of the reasons you'd be able to have an idea whether that is the case is because one of those chemicals is going to be abnormal. Either it's going to be too high or it's going to be too low. Now, if it's within the normal range, then probably everything is all right with the person that you are testing. Another example of a nitrogen waste is ammonia. Ammonia is one of those substances that is bad for us. In excess, could lead to coma, could lead to death of the person that has the excess amount in their bloodstream. And one thing is that if you test for ammonia and it's in excess, it could give you a general idea whether someone has liver disease, kidney disease, or genetic disorders of various kinds. We'll do some other videos in which we'll talk about those in some more detail. But testing for ammonia could be done through clinical chemistry. Let's look at a more detailed definition of clinical chemistry. You could think of clinical chemistry as a discipline in medical laboratory science that focuses on the measurement of chemical constituents in bodily fluids or tissues in order to facilitate diagnosis of diseases. So one of the things that could be measured in bodily fluids, for example, in someone's blood, is going to be ammonia, which, like we said before, allows you to tell lots of different things. Apart from ammonia, there are lots of other substances in our bloodstream that, if you take someone's blood sample, you can test in order to know whether they are in good health or not. Some examples are glucose, to tell whether someone has an excess amount of sugar in their bloodstream. Test for albumin to determine whether there's an abnormal amount of proteins in someone's bloodstream. Could test for electrolytes like sodium, potassium, chlorides, and actually many others. We'll have some other videos in which we'll talk about why you may want to detect electrolytes in someone's bloodstream. You may test for cholesterol to determine whether there are chances that someone may have cardiovascular issues in the future. You may test for hormones of various kinds to determine, for example, whether a woman is pregnant, at what stage she is in the pregnancy, to determine whether a man is fertile. There are lots of different ways you can take this. And you can also test for vitamins. We'll also have some videos where we'll discuss the vitamins in some more detail and how you can test for them. Now, don't forget to give us our vitamins, your shares. If you like this video, you think some others may like it, share it with others so that they can also give us some more vitamins by sharing it even more. If you found this video interesting, don't miss our next one, in which we're going to be talking about hematology and why hematology is an important subject to know about. See you in this video. Just click.